I'm gonna start recording. We got a good amount of people in here for now. Um, so what's up, everyone, and welcome to day one of the Quantum Eval Challenge. So we are here trying to pass an eval. We'll see how long it takes, the setups, everything. So we are just starting day one. Today's gonna be get a feel, right? We're gonna understand the rules. We're gonna understand our sizing, our risk, all that, right? We should all be able to identify. Everyone here should have quantum, so everyone should be able to identify with me where our stops are going to be, where our entry points should be, what we're waiting for. So this is like live. What is it, like live trading education is the best way I could probably think about it. Okay, so it's going to be very fun. I'm very excited to do this. Gives me an excuse to trade more on the computer at least. So we'll watch how opening goes. If by chance there's an opening setup, we may test it, but I don't tend to like the volatility at opens. And not only that, there tends to be separation in price too. There tends to be a good I forget what the word I'm looking for, like a gap in between the price. So I like to watch for that to kind of like settle down, come together, and be like unison like it should be at open. So it'll be interesting to see what the volume kicks in. I don't think anything major happened over the weekend, right? News wise, I didn't really keep up with news. I believe he said anytime there's a show that he's trading, he's going to try and open the stage. Yeah, anytime there isn't a show. Yep. Anytime there isn't a show and I don't have a student. So I have 3 students this week at noon, 11 and noon. So don't expect me between that. Hey, I might pop in like maybe 7:30. I know our Europe crew. I find setups at 7, between 7 and 8. I can find setups between 7 and 8:30. I'd like to do like a pre-market thing too, because the opening. But the thing is that I don't like to trade opening. Not on the not if I'm taking a challenge seriously. I do not like to trade out open. I like for that to settle down. But sometimes there are really good setups as well. But just like right now, what I'm waiting for it to open, and I want to see where it opens, around what area. Are we going to open where we closed? So we're surrounded by levels. So we got areas to keep an eye out for. So we got 925, 932, 946, 955, and above 955 all the way up to 980. Let me adjust my 1 minute. Looks like I don't have enough. If it breaks 980. Okay, why are you doing this to me right now, TradingView? There we go. Let me adjust the levels on the 1 minute so you can see if there's anything above. We are about 400 shy of all-time highs. 400 points. Just, I believe, 26. I don't have anything there. 26,399, I believe, is current all-time high. So we have a few 5-minute levels above. The 1 minute, it might not have that data right now because it is very old. So I'm just going to rely on these 5-minute levels up here. If it does shoot up over 85, it's going to have a lot of room up. Let me make adjustments on the 2 minute as well, just to see if there's anything above on the 2 minute. Yeah, I'm already up 1,000 points, so if there were levels up here, they should appear, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. All right. The indicator is made for anything, Minox. You could use it on gold. I've used it on silver recently. We have a couple of users and students who use it on YM. There's some that use it on SPY and QQQ, right? Same thing as NQ and ES. I've caught some plays off of it, on Tesla and QCOM when I tested a little bit of options. Not a big fan of options personally because I did have a bad stint with them when I was trying to force plays and put too much money into it. But you can go in and you can back test and you can go look at the 5-minute setup. I love 5-minute setups with like option tickers. The higher time frames give you like really, really better setups. All right, here we go. All right, look at that. We're right at 955. Off to the races. Pulled down. Rejected those levels. Now I want to see what it does here at 925. If this holds 925, we're going to get a bounce back up. But this is where you have to be cautious. If it breaks 925, we got room down. Let me look at the 5-minute. This is just like MOC. Just like MOC. All right, looks like we're pushing down below 925. Ooh, this is looking interesting. We're going to have a sell-off coming in. Well below 925. It just went fast. It went way too fast to even look for anything. Now, it's going to retest some of this. It's going to retest some of this. Almost got to 987. This is that 86 area where we could see a potential bounce as well. So this is the fun part about watching opening. Like these levels, it opened right, it challenged, it broke about. Okay, now it looks like we're gonna test this 85 area. Breaks 85, breaks this whole area. We have a lot of room down. A lot of room down. Here we go. Oh wow. Oh, there it goes. Okay, 85 breaks. Man, the risk is way too high on this. This will be a 30-point stop loss, but this has, oh yeah, this is going. Look at that. Look at that signal right off the bat. If any of y'all were brave enough to take this, I personally just don't like to take this kind of setups, but this breaks back over 85. We have a good shot. Okay, there, it's already doing it. Over 85, stop loss will be 70. This is not, oh god, it's 25 points. This is very, very volatile right now. Insanely volatile right now. But this has to close above 85, stop loss below 70, which isn't horrible from here. But if this does not, okay, there it goes. All right. I'm in with 3 micros at 88. Just testing the waters, just 3, because this is a very, very big stop at 70. Seeing if this holds for a potential push up to challenge this 920 area. Trying to go for it. 98.25 first. There it goes. Took 98.25. I'm already break even. Do I have my, oh, I don't have that on my, all right, here we go. I'm just gonna watch. This is testing. This isn't something I normally play, y'all. Just to be clear. All right, took me out on my runners right at break even already. Not that much movement there. If this stays over 85, I still like this. If this stays over 85, I do still like this. Like same risk. This needs to hold 85 though. This 3Z's down, this is going to be a no-go. Honestly, I'm really liking the short right now. If this closes below 85, this 1 minute. I'm going to wait for this 1 minute here. Oh my God. You took 3 minis, Alaskan? Well, Alaskan, call it a day. Call it a day. If this closes below 85, this is going to start dumping really good. Gold is setting up for a potential push. NQ is setting up for a potential dumpage here. This can close below. It's just the risk on these are just so big. The current risk here, if this closes down here, would be a stop loss would be at 90, which is right about 10 points. But it has to close below 85 here. 3, 2, 1. All right, there's the closure. I'm honestly not gonna take this, y'all. I'm just not liking this opening movement right now. This pops over 90 again. This would be the lowest risk entry point because if it pops over 90, you're out. But this opening volume is kind of like everywhere right now. Gold is pumping and Q is kind of just moving back and forth. So if it reclaims this is going to retrace up to the 920s, is my opinion. There is a retracement play here. So this is right now just forming kind of like a little range between 70 and 80, 95, let's say. It's setting up for potential 3Z down on the 2, but if it does break over 98, there's a chance for it to push up further. Man. Okay, now the long's looking good here, above 85, but again, I'm not a big fan of these setups. This is opening. I want to see it settle down. I want to see it settle down. So please do not tried to trade anything just yet. The short's still in play with the signals and everything. 85 has to give way completely. The short's still good to me. The short is still good to me. The 5 minute pointing down, everything is pointing down at the moment, but there's gonna be a challenge back up to 920, in my opinion. Is it gonna happen now though? I'm waiting for this to cross up a little further. I want the action line over here to cross up. There goes gold. Gold's long is going. I want this to cross up a little further. If this closes up here above 90, this might be our go for a potential play here. Am I posting this? Yes, I will be posting this on YouTube. Okay, this is looking good here. Stop will be below 77 from here. That's about 15 points. It's a little over 15 points. 92. 92 will be 15 points. Stop loss below 77. From here, we're looking for a 902 TP. For the first TP will be a 902. There it goes. Really fast. Quick 10 points right there. Now let's see if we can get up to 907. Let's see if we can get this little push going. See if we can get this little push going here. It's very wicky. It's very wicky here. There's our little blue guy. I want to see how far, if it can challenge. Obviously, there's no guarantee it's going to touch all the way up here. That is a stack level. That's why I'm going for 902 and automatically went break even. And if this takes me out, takes me out. But this is a part of the process here. There, it took me out. Just a second 10-point player right there. And if this pops back over 900, it still looks okay. But I'm kind of showing you guys how I do things. All right, you could keep your runner down at 977 and see how it plays out. But I don't like to turn a green trade red. That's just me. Gold ripped. Gold ripped beautifully. Now we have a quantum range here forming. We got a blue and a purple right here. You do not want this blue to break. You do not want it to close below 992, because if it does, that makes this blue candle invalid. All right, that blue candle is invalid, so that's a failed bear bullish move currently. This area still has to break. This line actually already broke. Let's see, do I have anything on the 2-minute that it's hanging on to? No. On the 5-minute. Ah, here we go. Here's what it's hanging on to right here. This 5-minute candle right there. That's what it's hanging on to. So I always like to look at, do we have a blue candle that's being held on to? Right here. This is what it's holding on to. 980. Still not looking bad for a push up. Still not looking bad for a push up here. If this 980 is the candle that it's holding on to, this 5-minute blue candle right here. That's what it's holding on to right now. Yeah, this is gonna go. This is going for that 920, I think. This is gonna go. Hey, PZ, you got the rip on gold. Way to go. There goes. There goes NQ. It took me out. I'm perfectly fine with it, right? This is the part where consistency plays, guys. It's going, right? It took my runner out back entry. It took me out. I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't care if the move goes. The range trade? Yeah, there's a range trade right here. Absolutely. But it's gone. There's 920. All right? This is the cool part. There's 920. There it goes. There's the retest of 920, but now everything's pointing up, so do not try to short it here. Be very cautious trying to short it here. It has to basically flip around, but I need to see the action lines catch up. The 2-minute is potentially trying to cross up now. Gold is hitting a couple levels here. This might actually be,
Let me take a look at my gold settings, making sure I had these correctly. I was trying to, 1 and 2. Is my 2 minute not set correctly? Because I don't have a, look at that, see? My 2 minute levels are not correct. Gold, let me see the 2 minute. If gold stays under 38, 538, there's a potential gold can start coming down a little bit here. It's already coming down. Good job, Sam. Yeah, you could make adjustments. Yeah, you like to structure low. I used to play swing low, swing high, but again, I'm the kind of person, right? I'm at an area in a level where I can just play consistency. I don't have to worry about nickel and diming everything. So I take what it gives me, especially during market open hours. Like right now, right, we're 10 minutes into the open, had a couple nice little setups, and right now we're just waiting for some reaction. Like this would be a potential short point now here, or it already rejected 920 again. I wouldn't short it. Gold is looking like it is potentially coming down a little bit. I do like gold here for a little bit of a pullback. Stop loss will be right above 38. So this is really up there in risk though right now. That's really up there in risk. 34. Gold's dom speeding up right here. So I'm kind of testing just 1 micro on gold. And I'm going to start trailing it if it gets below 33.4. It's really close. It's about to take it. Then I'll start trailing it from there. There it goes, 33.4. Now I'm going to trail it. There it goes. There's 22.4. There's, oh, wow, there goes gold. There goes gold, y'all. And I am out with that right now. We're speed scalping right now. It's kind of interesting, kind of fun. I'm up a little more than I thought I was gonna be up actually. I'm up 140 right now. Just taking the points as they give, and then that's it. Don't let a green trade turn red. I don't use ATMs, Ken. I do not. So I pinned in the quantum chat, I pinned in there what my rules are for sizing and everything. So you could go back in there, right, for 10 points risk. So for 7+ points risk in NQ, I'm in Q, 7 to 15, I size with 3. Less than 7, I size with 6. Then with gold, right, gold is by ticks. So gold 7 ticks of risk for me would be 6 micros. With more than 7 ticks would be 3. That one was like 20 tick risk. I only went with 1. Yeah, points with NQ. Gold is easier to say by ticks. Let's go, Schwab. Good luck to your boy. Tell him we're cheering. MOT cheering for your boy here. Yeah, we're only trading A++ setups. That's true. That's true. I'm also playing levels, but right now it's just level reaction. I should be waiting with you guys. You're right, Kingdom. Good job calling me out. I do have a trading addiction. We should be only trading A++ setups. You're absolutely right. So we did have the A++ setup at the open with the short. That was it. Right now we have a 2-minute setup here, but it is slam dam in the middle of 2 levels. So here if we were going to play this, right, our stop loss will be below 86 on this 2-minute. But it needs to break up. I still don't like a potential long against this purple candle up here. Personally, I don't. Look at all these barriers we have to go through. I do like a potential drop more than a long. We're going to get a 1-minute potential A++ here, but it needs to break through all these. I would love it to break through 80. Gold is pumping again. Gold's going to rip through these levels. I mean, this is an advanced read on the 2-minute right now that are presented. 901. Stop loss 86. It's just fighting against this big purple boy right here, so I'm not liking that. I'd really need to see the 5-minute close over 920 before I like that. Way to go, Pluto. This challenge might be all over the place because I was like I forgot I was supposed to only trade A++ setups because I do like playing level reaction too. You're gonna see me in my own natural environment. Is silver running? I'm ignoring silver right now. I'm ignoring silver because we are not gonna be touching silver micros. Silver micros are still super duper risky. Yeah, not looking at silver Alaskan. All right, there's the advanced read on NQ is actually playing out very well. It bounced off 901. There's already your 10 points. Right, this would be a setup I would actually consider playing. It is an A++ setup. An advanced read is the lowest risk play you're gonna find here. So there is room between 901 and 922 to have scalped the 10 points with that risk not being that much. It was less than 7 points risk. 6 micros, there's $100 on that, right? I just I didn't want to take it. But again, that's the advanced read. Honestly, I could have taken it. I don't know why I ignored it, but the moment it's stuck in between these levels, I'm fine just watching it progress. Gold is already kind of pulling back a little bit, but as long as gold stays over 537, there's potential for it to push up further. NQ is stuck right now and in this zone. Presenting, it's again testing this 2-minute level, this 1-minute level on 83. It's okay. We don't need to take every trade. Show them it's okay to wait for the best ones. Yep, that's exactly what we gotta do. There you go, PZ. Already hit your daily. Way to go. Well, this is gonna be a mixed thing. You guys are gonna see a lot of me doing this, like a lot of me, like trading and actually getting to know the setups I'm looking for, what looks good, what doesn't. So pay attention. Pay really close attention to how I narrate everything. And look at Quantum while I'm doing that. Watch your screen. Don't look at my screen. If you have Quantum, you should be able to follow exactly what I'm looking at. All right. There's the break of 901. This is setting up for a pull down here. This is setting up for a real good pull down here. I want to wait to see if we get a setup approach. I am recording, Alaskan. I am recording. All right. The 2 minutes going to trigger here. If this closes below 86, it's going to look decent, but it has to really break 80, right? The sell signal printed printed with this cross happening in front within one candle, right? This is what I talk about. Be cautious with these levels that happen in front. The sell signal triggered, but remember the cross happening in front means the move is already in progress. So this pulled down almost 10 points. It's bouncing here at 81 again. So this is where it needs to break 80. Now I need to see a strong hold below 80. So this has a chance of potentially coming back up here and testing that 99. If it breaks 80, there's a good chance this thing is going to come down really good. 2 minute entry, stop loss will be above 912. That's 20 some points. I don't like that. That's way too risky. This makes it a little bit better entry, which is stop below, above. There's still 20-point risk. Still don't like that. I'm confused with the different settings. Will the 1 minute and 2 chart on the 5 minute? Nope. So with NQ, it's the 1 and the 5. I've started looking at the 2 as well, just to kind of have like that extra little, like when all 3 line up, right? Think of it like a slot machine. When all 3 line up, you tend to have a better shot at hitting the jackpot. In a sense, right? You see the action lines all crossing in the same direction and you get the signal on all 3, it's a good sign that we're going to come down. So the 1 and the 5 for NQ is the main one. For gold, it's the 1 and the 2. I've been looking at triple. I've been doing a lot of like triple analysis thanks to our girl Kathy, who's done it. You got 13 points on that advanced read. Way to go, Kingdom. So it's something that I'm still testing and I'm looking at. I have it on my power hour chart, so I want to share my charts exactly how I have it. And I'm going to be explaining everything as we're going along. The settings are the same on NQ. It's 1, 2, and 5, right? I'm looking. Sorry. I'm like, if you have the 2 minute chart up, have the 2 minute levels up. This is the only levels that are going to appear. When you have like a bunch of stacked levels in an area, including the 2, that's going to be a strong area. Other than that, like if this 2 minute level is all by itself somewhere, I'm going to ignore it. I'm not going to pay attention to it. You don't have to have the 2 minute up at all. You can have the 1 and the 5 alone. That's all you have. That's all you need. This is just something I've added to just look at myself. So just for NQ, the 1 and the 5. Those are your main 2 confluences. Stack levels, push down. It bounced right off of 81 again. It's bouncing back and forth. Now there's a potential here that actually entry for the short was way better here at 99 with a stop loss above 12 for an advanced read down on the 1 minute. All right. Can we get a quick explanation of the lines and dotted lines? Yeah, of course, V-Pizzle. So the dashed lines, a lot of people look at these as dotted lines. The dashed lines are your 1 minute levels. These are your lower time frame levels. If you zoom in, right, and let me actually do this while we're on here so I can kind of like have this in the video. All right, so here you're gonna have your settings, right? You want to have the indicator in the front because you want your lines to appear in front of the candle so you can kind of see clearly when they cross over. So put your visual order, bring to front, okay? When you hover around it, you should see the lines appear in front. That cross, right, this is why our action lines are unique, because these are the lines that form our levels for us, right here. So you see that level right here. Do the same thing on the 5 minute, go to your 5 minute chart right there. That's where your 5 minute level is formed. Okay, so the 5 minute level, the solid line is your higher time frame level. The dotted, the dashed, right? So if they're more dashed than dotted, those are your lower time frame levels, which is the 1. So 1 minute levels are respected on almost everything: NQ, gold, silver, and then you have a little bit of the difference. Okay, it looks like we're gonna get a potential A++ push up if this breaks 899. And closes here. The risk on this would be 92. We have room up to 20. We have room up to 20. We have to break this purple candle though, but 910, this is still 10 points potential here. All right, there we go. I'm going to play this A++ setup right here. Why not? 92 stop loss, 10 points. There's an A++. I'm going to test them all. Let me see if I could get 912. Has room to push up. If it can break through 910, little push up. If it comes back down, this could be a range zone. The 2 minute is potentially forming a range zone. The 5 minutes trying to push up. So let me let this thing play out. All right. 13 point on the advance read. Way to go. Not just so stop loss on this is for me right below 890. I'm gonna have it at 89. I always give it a little bit of breathing room. Could get stuck here. If it does, if it stops me out, stops me out. We're going to play A++ setups. All right. Can we get a quick explanation of the line? So hopefully that helped. All right. Can you just go through what you're looking for in an advanced read? So yeah, so the advanced read is a retest of a level attached to an A++ setup. So here there's a chance that this will present present a potential advanced read if it comes all the way down to this level and tests it. So you want this a level, right? You want it to be attached directly to a quantum candle. Not like this, right? Cross in front, move's already in progress. This is not attached to it. This one is attached to it. So it's right on the bottom wick, but it's attached to the candle itself. Same kind of thing if you're looking at the 2 minute, right? This line right here is attached to that candle, the quantum candle. Gives them strength, gives these levels strength. So the advanced read is a retest of the level. Lowest risk plays are the advanced reads. Your stop loss is right below that blue candle or purple candle, depending on the direction you're playing. Stop loss is right there, and you're looking for that level to hold and catch that push up. That's what you're looking for. So hopefully that helps with the advanced read. Getting used to seeing just the 2 indicators, comfortable with an and third if you want more confidence. TP is a solid line. No, Venox, so we don't have the TP, so I do not use the levels as TPs. So I have a repetitive system for me where I use the same 10 points. That's why I put into the rules, right? I go for 5 points, 10 points, depending on risk, right? For me, the 5 points first target that I share in Power Hour, that's a me thing. That's something I like to do to reduce the risk, to make trading less anxiety-ridden for me personally, right? Less stressful. I let it play out. Once I get that 5 points, the risk is reduced and I move on. The main TP is the 10 points, right? But I want 10 points. I want at least 10 points room between level and level. Some do use the levels as potential TPs, but I like to trail closer as it approaches a level because there's no guarantee it's going to hit it. There's none. There's a good chance it might if there's a good push, but there's no guarantee, especially when you have stacks of levels together. So be cautious using levels as TPs. For runners, I like to see if a runner might get there, right? I'll let a runner run. Look at gold. Gold ripped. Gold is still ripping. All right, we're about to get a 5-minute cross up here at 97. So this needs to stay above 97 for this 5-minute level to form a push. If this 5-minute level forms and there's no push, good chance this downtrend is going to be holding and we're not going to get a really strong push up to 920. So there's a lot of bearish things for it to get through, right? We got our candle here holding at 910, 2 minutes at 910, pushes through that, we'll get a retap up here, breaks 920, you'll get a potential push to the 30s. Right now it's just hovering, it's just stuck in this little range. You just gotta let it play out. You're just hovering at, now I'm a little bit green, but break even to green. Solid lines of the all right. Do you ever hold runners until the lines cross, or you get a colored candle in the opposite direction? I've like, you mean like if I get like if until there's an opposite signal, do I hold a runner up until there's an opposite signal? No. I always do my same routine. I collect as I go. I get my 10 points, I trail, and I let it give me whatever, and then I wait for the next setup. That's how I always done it, right? You can do it differently. If something works for you and you find a way to make this consistent for you, do it. Go for it, right? You can adapt this to your style if you want. The thing is that with Quantum, it has your clear stops, your clear entry points, right? You can use this with Confluence, with like what I use it with Llamas, right? Llamas Fibs, my sauce box as well. Caught huge plays on Friday with it. All sorts of little ways, right? Some people have used other types of confluences with it that they, used in their previous, sessions or whatever they've learned, that they find confluences added with Quantum, with the candles, with the Quantum candles, right? But now they have a clear stop. They know when the play might be dead. Oh, we're pushing a little bit. It's still showing resistance at this 910 right here. Needs to rip through that. I got my first TP at 912 right on the money. And you see it come up there. Pulling back again. It's still showing some resistance up here. So these candles again, right? This is what's the beauty about these candles, right? If you're just looking at your regular green and reds, you're not sure which candle is going to hold its weight. With the Quantum candles, you know exactly which candles are holding their weight. So right now, why are we stalling out right here? This is 910, like almost to the T all the freaking time. It's holding off right here at 910. So at this point, if I see weakness, if I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm somewhat green. I got 5 points. You could go break even and you could leave the play just guaranteed no loss if it's struggling to break over. I want to see what this does. As soon as this 5-minute closes, I want to see what it does. This 5-minute needs to close up here, and I need to see what happens when this closes. Because if it closes and there's no movement, it might be a failed push coming in. It is downtrending. So all this live trading stuff is going to really help kind of really pinpoint what I look at, guys. This is what's great. This is why I'm excited about this. Because this is the reaction. The DOM is not moving. It's moving pretty slow. Let me take a peek at the ATR. The ATR is at 7.45, so it's not bad. There's some movement. All right, there's a pullback. It's going to test this right now. Looks like it wants to test this 5-minute level hold. It's got 40 seconds. What time is it? 9:30. And around 9:40, 9:45, I'm going to wait for 7 o'clock to come in. Because then after that, it's just usually nothing. It's just range. Waiting for the next market to open. I want to see what this does as soon as this level closes here. I'm hovering right at break even right now. It's not looking good. Pulled down a little too much. All right, there we go. It's not looking too solid to me. It might not lock in right here. 2, 1, and there it is. So 97 locked in. Kind of a weak reaction. Not as strong as I like. When a 5-minute closes, you want to see a good, strong reaction push. That was very weak. So this might be a failed level here coming up. Let's keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Yep. Try testing it right now. You want to see it bounce here. The DOM is not reacting. It's moving pretty slow. All right, there it's speeding up a little bit. I want to see this whole area hold, this 97, 94 area hold. I do not want it to break below 92. That's a good sign right now. That's a nice bounce. That would have been a potential adding position point there. That is considered an advanced read for the 1 minute. It did not touch all the way. Has that 5-minute level in the way. So this is how I DCA. Like I strategically DCA on there goes. Okay, on these kind of there goes. Okay, so that's a good sign. Let's see if we can keep going here. I do strategically DCA on these pullbacks if I'm not in full size and look for the same stop loss. I keep the stop loss the same. So, very beautiful bounce. Very beautiful bounce. That's what I like to see. Come on, break 910, break 910. Give it to me. Give me 912, baby. Give me 912. Come on. Give it to me. It was right there. It missed it by a tiny bit. You don't want to be a dick for a tick. Don't be a dick for a tick here. It is struggling. The DOM is reacting here. It is reacting here. If it rips 910, it's a good sign. It might pull up a little bit more. Come on. Ooh, she's still struggling to break that 910. she gave me 910.75. Look at this. Look at that precision, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love these things. All right, when I'm saying areas and levels in Power Hour, it's not ever just guessing. It's not ever just, BSing you guys. There we go. There we go. Come on. 911. Gave us 911. Come on. Just a little bit more. I have 912 right there. Just take 912. Take it. Yes! There we go. Finally. Oh, we waited all day for that, but hey, that's what. Sometimes you have to let shit play out, guys. You have to let it play out. There's the 10 points. Now my runners are running. And there we go. All right. Perfectly played out. Held onto that level. There's your bluey on the 5 minutes. Right? This is a part of trusting that process. Right? Do you get nervous? Yes. You do. It's a part of it. You see it coming down and you're like, well, it's going to take me out. But you got to be okay taking the L sometimes. Right? This is a part of the structure. This is a part of continuously trying the setups, trusting the levels. And if they break, they break. That's okay. Then wait for the next one. So it's important for us, right, as I'm doing this with you guys, to trust the process. All right, let me go over some questions now that I'm just going to let my runner run. Now the trade's green. I'm just smooth sailing. I'm going to let it do its thing. All right. Okay, do you ever hold runners into time? Are you going back entry when 5 points hits? So far, I've just been doing the 10. It's been moving okay. It hasn't been horrible. So I just got the 10 finally after this, right? The risk on this was about 10 points. So I kind of want it to be, the 5 point first TP is, again, risk reduction, right? Everyone always thinks about RR and everything. And I do like to keep the RR like 1-to-1 when I do think about it, because I don't think about it. Right? I do my routine, I do the 5 and 10, and usually I size based on risk. And then I also DCA strategically based on what I'm seeing, right? If it pulls back towards a level and I have room to add, I never go oversized. So if I'm in a 50K, I stay 6 micros, right? If I went in with 3 and I left room to add 3 as it pulls back, I'm like, okay, you know what? This level holds. Just like what we just saw right now. I'm going to add maybe 2, maybe 1, whatever I feel comfortable with. And then I'm going to keep the stop loss the same. And if it goes, it goes, right? If my new Now with my new average price, right, whatever my average entry is, I'm gonna adjust my TP based on that, and then I adjust it, and my risk is still like either better now or the same, but I have a max contract size. I have the same routine. That's why I put it in the instructions there. I made sure I put it in details, right? If it's 7 or 15 points, only half, 3 micros, right? If it's on the higher side of 15 points, I don't tend to go 3. I tend to go 1 or 2 sometimes. But right, I'm gonna let it go to 15 points, and then I'm gonna start trailing. All right. If we don't trade today, will we still be able to pass our accounts and challenge with you? Yeah, I'm going to be doing this until, right now I'm up like 150 right now. That was an A+. We took this setup. I took this setup right here, A++ setup right here. My entry was 92. I literally got in right at the close of this candle. There was a potential DCA point right here. I didn't, right? Stop loss was right below 92. You guys have to be able, you have to trust the process. Get in and respect the stops, and everything is controlled. We have like a month, I believe. Yep, and I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna literally trade every day that I can. I'm gonna get on here if there's no show, and I'm gonna be trading. I'm gonna get on here if it's in the morning. If there's no training wheels, maybe if I don't have a student, or if I finish my session right before power hour, I might get on right before power hour. So and we got the event coming up. So we got the event. So take a little pause, probably a couple days, right? Because I have to leave Wednesday or so. So that week might be very short. I might do 1 or 2 days that week, and then when I come back, we're coming right back to it. I'm going to be doing this with you guys for minimum a month, minimum. So you'll get to hang out with me. So yeah, don't worry, VetStream. If you don't have the ability to trade today, you're gonna have plenty of opportunity. All right. The beauty, but this is the example I want to give, because I am gonna pop in randomly, whether it's at night, maybe 7 in the morning, 1 o'clock. I can find a setup any time of the day. He's going to be trading with as well. Yep. I agree. I've been doing. All right, look at that. I got my points, pulled back on that little pullback. It took my runner out, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm up 148. I'm happy with that. I've been doing this for my C, and some days it's fucking Prince Hardcore, and some days, yep. You got it, Sam. Can you go through how pink candles behave like magnets? Yeah, Mitchie. So the pink candles, more the center points, right? So the pink candles, there is a specific reason, and I can't go into detail with it because it is super sauce. That's like super duper sauce, the reason that they act like magnets. But there's this, the way I used to play this back in the day, before quantum became a thing, I used to only play the retracements of the pink candles. Pink or purple, you guys can call them whatever. I always call them purple candles, right? There was a specific setup that would occur with these particular candles. Now, when I was trading this in future, and I would use that for options. I was not using that for futures at the time. When I started learning about futures, and I was using these candles for that, I wasn't even looking at the blues, I was looking at the purples, right? I started noticing a similar pattern happening, where these purples, when they would leave, they would be untraced, they would get retraced, right? We actually had 2 of these happen right now during the open. And it would be 50% of the body. So you would look at around 50% of the body. So this one technically hasn't been fully retraced until it's around the 930s, right? But there's no say when that's going to happen. That's the risky part about this, is that it could happen tonight, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen Friday. So this thing could just get paused here and then could just start dropping, and it'll leave the center of this candle completely unchallenged. Eventually it will, right? It happened right here. All right, look at this, right? Completely naked candle, not challenged at all. Gave you that pull down right to the bottom of that 5-minute candle. Pulled right back up, then it retraced, and then it hung out for a little bit until it finally broke through. So this is a very common pattern. I prefer to use this on the 1 minute. So let me zoom in on the, here we go. Right, on the 1 minute, these give me the highest retracement rate. Right, here's another one. This one did not pull back much and then retrace. And you go back and you see this over and over and over again. Look at this right here. 927 pulled back about 40 points before it hit a touch point, right? You could use market structure. You could use the blue candles themselves. Wait for a 5-minute A++ setup. wait for something to occur, and then potentially gun for that retracement with a runner. Do not gun your whole position, right? This is something that I've done with bigger plays. So I look for a setup to potentially occur to begin the retracement back up. So this happened, dropped 40 points before it made its 40-point travel back up. And then you see what happens after it breaks a bearish candle, right? Broke it, little pushback a little further. So you get to see like the progression of failed bearish moves once they get broken over and over and over again. You see this pattern happen consistently. This is what I call the secret menu item about quantum. This is something I did not start sharing until about a month or so ago. Only because I feel like the majority understand what quantum is with the basics of the levels and the setups. But the retracements, right? The retracements are where I really used to really like catch huge runners or huge earnings off of the runners, letting a runner go until that retracement potentially happens. Or like say I had the runner going and then it got stopped out. Guess what? I'm going to wait for the next setup to potentially go for it eventually, whether it's that same day or the next day. So something like this, right? Here's an example of one. This one already got challenged. This is not a valid retracement candle. It has to be unchallenged. So you have to look for the ones that are completely unchallenged at the 50% point right here, right? And you could box this up. Let me do an example, right? You could box it up and get the real measurement of where that 50% of that candle is right here, right? So 731 did not get challenged, pulled down, then came back up, and there's your retracement. And you guys can go back test this over and over and over again. You'll see it time and time again. It happens at a high rate. But you have to wait for those setups, right? You have to wait for the setups. You scalp along the way, right? I would have scalped this a little bit, pulled back. My runner would have gotten stopped out. I would have waited again. If I didn't catch it on the 1 minute, maybe the 5 minute triggered it. Here's is the 1 minute. Eventually it did come back up, right? This is something, again, that is secret menu item. It's not something I would say you should go for all the time, because there are going to be instances where the market drops and it just drops for a long time. Eventually it will come back up and hit these. All right, here's another one, 681. Came all the way down, 30-some points, then pushed itself back up. And you can see where the wicks challenge, those levels, right? There was a level right here. And look at that wick. Immediate rejection, boom, boom. Then it finally challenged it one more time, rejected a little bit again, and then finally broke over it. And you'll see this time and time again. Okay? So you'll see it. Just go back and look for these. They're ridiculous. Right? This is something that, again, this is how I used to play it way back in the day. These are like the way you would see where the cup and handle would kind of form, and then you would see, you see the cup and handle right there. Like, it's cool. Like, it's that added little tiny thing on where to determine the patterns, where they could potentially form. Like the what is it called? The technical analysis stuff. It's really cool. All right, look at this. It retested this area a couple times already, right? If I was trading the normal way, like not the normal way, the degen way, I should say, if I was trading the degen way, every time it came down here to like the 95.90 until it broke 95, I'd be scalping the jump, like 5-7 points at a time. All right, and that's me, the degen way, right? But that comes with comfort, understanding your sizing and your stop loss, and knowing if it breaks that amount of it, and being okay with it. Because you might be green $300 and then you just gave $50 away and you're just like, okay, well, I still got it. I still came out $250. A lot of us are like, I got to make that 50 back. Remember, that was the death of that one account that I had. My original first payout was supposed to be a 14K payout, and it died because of something like that, because I lost $500 on my first trade and I needed to make that 500 back, and I ended up blowing the whole account. So you guys need to be able to lose, move on. Lose, move on, right? If you're up 300, you just gave 50 back, it's okay. You're perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. All right. So hopefully that helped you, Michi. Hopefully that helped. Let me go back here. Ooh, failed bearish move on gold. Gold is ripping hard. This is actually a pretty good example on when things don't line up. You see how the 2 minute, right? This is a failed cross down. This is a really good example of something I like. I want to go over a little bit more, to be cautious when there's a failed cross down and then you want to wait for the 2 minute to cross down. You don't want to do that because the 1 minute has to cross up first. to recalibrate itself, right? This crossed down over here on gold, right? It tried to cross down, immediately got broken, flipped the other way, right? So there's nothing it's going to do until it crosses up first. And then if both of them line up afterwards, then we might get a potential move. So right now, what occurred here, right? The 2 minute crossed down, the 1 minute crossed up, right? The 2 minutes got to potentially cross up first before the two can align again. And then a potential maybe pullback, right? But it's still got a couple levels to get through. So gold still got a little bit of like funky price action at the moment. It's looking hella bullish, super duper bullish. But eventually they're going to line up. They're going to calibrate, right? Might pull up a little bit. Might get up here to this 570 point. If it breaks through 55, then 60, push up here, and then maybe we'll get that pullback up there. Until then, you want to wait for them to line up. Same thing with NQ. You want the 1 and the 5. You want everything to line up, right? That's where that triple time frame kind of analysis comes into play. Because if the 1, the 2, and the 5 line up, it's like jackpot. You want to have them all line up and mainly in an area where there's levels. Okay, so here's a perfect example of what's occurring, right? Why did I say I wanted to get out of the trade at around 9:40, 9:45-ish, right? Because now you're surrounded. It's waiting for 7 o'clock, right? Sydney Open. So now you have like a little bit of an Orbi build. You got this top part, you got the middle, and then you got the bottom. And now it's going to probably just hang out here. There might be a little bit of movement right before Sydney opens, and then you just got to wait for the reaction at a level. That's it. You took your money since you DCA, you're out. That's why. All right, here's again, right? Be cautious of this, right? Level occurred, candle before. All right, sell signal coming up. Where does it have room to go? Nowhere. All right, the move is technically in progress. All right, here's 902, you got room to 97. I wouldn't take this. It's too tight. Not a good point for me unless it breaks through 94. Then you have room back down to 80. But for the time being, this is something I would avoid. Not A++ for me. All right, cross happened above, happened in front. Not ideal. Not attached to it. This is one you want to avoid. Okay. Yes, after 10 points, Robbie, back entry. Absolutely, yep. Is it possible to show the trade screen while you are in these so we can watch the trade management? Yeah, you know what? I should be able to. Yeah, I'm going to probably configure that so I can share it with the screen. Because I don't know how I'd put that on there. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out so I can get that for the next time for sure. Because I'm not like too tech savvy with this. I always need help setting this stuff up. Like to do all that fun stuff. So I can have it like on here somewhere while I'm sharing the screen. Alright. I said all those cells on gold are going to be eaten up. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. If you ever missed a signal candle entry on the 1 minute chart, would you enter on the retest at the 6:30 p.m. candle, for example? Let's take a look at that. 6:30. 6:30. Right here, right? Yes. This is an advanced read. So Meg, perfect. Great question. This is what I would call the advanced read. Right here, right? You got a 5 minute level there. Your stop loss will be right below. Right there. The quantum candle, right? That line, these lines that you guys see right here, those are your stop loss lines, right? Do I put it right on that line? No. I always hover a little bit below. The stop loss used to be the swing low, swing high. But that adds a lot of times way too much risk. Like way too much. Especially when you're hovering in between levels, you don't have room. Your risk is going to definitely outweigh your potential gain. So that's why I always look for the lower risk potential. Right here, right? It just presented a test of 94. It bounced heavy off of 94. It bounced heavy right off of 94. Look at that bounce right there. Boom, boom, right? This is more of a truer advanced read on this particular setup. Bounce clean off of it for almost an immediate 10 points. Your risk on this, right? If you snipe this is super risky because sometimes you can't catch all of these, right? Your risk on this literally would have been like 3 points. Like that's why these are my favorite. Launched up 12 points to me. Look at it, still going. The advanced read are my favorite setups. That is why. Because the risk involved is so small. I almost always look for these setups. You're going to lose some. They're not always going to play out picture perfect. So be cautious of that as well. But the gain you have, the RR on these are the best RR you're gonna find. Period. Period. Time and time again. All right. So that was good, right? It just happened again here. Advanced read, right? Sell push down, right? This one would have given 92. Wouldn't have given you your 10 points. You didn't have enough room for that. Boom, boom. Clean bounce. Now if it breaks, right? Failed bullish move up, is about to occur right here. Breaking the level. Look. Oh. There you go. All right. Now it's a 15-point play with a 2.3-point risk. This is the potential that you can find over and over and over again. Like over again. Like when you guys really start looking for them and start paying attention where the room is, where you have potential setups, right? It's a stacked level, it's attached to a quantum candle. And you just kind of you know what? You don't want to risk too much, just take it with a couple micros, 2-3 micros. That's still 50, 60, 70 bucks at a time that you're going to catch. And it adds up very, very fast. And that's a part, that comes with testing the process, forward testing, and then gaining confidence in it. It's a repetitive thing. Remember, guys, I'm Mr. They call me Mr. Consistent. Why? Because I'm looking for the same thing over and over and over again. When ATR is high and open, are these stops realistic, or do they? No, they are not, Mitchie. That's why I don't like to trade the open. I do not like to trade the open because you're not gonna find really, really clean setups on these. The setups that open are much more higher risk. And you have to be okay taking that. That's why if I do trade opening trades, I'm always super small size. Super small size considering the accounts I'm in. So if I'm like taking a trade on a 50K at an open, if I'm like on an eval, and I'm like, well, let me see what that setup looks like. I'm only going to be in it with 2 or 3 micros, and then I'm just going to be okay taking the L if it loses. It pulls back with 2 or 3 micros. If it's like a 20, 25 point stop loss, it'll be around 100 something, right? That's not going to kill my account. But, definitely hurt the ego a little bit if you're down 100 something on your first place. So it'll kind of suck. But again, right, the part that you have to learn is learning to lose. So if you're getting in on an opening trade, understand the risk you're putting in, and you have to be okay with it. You have to trust it. But you have to have a clear stop. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Don't revenge trade. Don't just going, it's going to come back, and you start clicking buttons. That's not what you want to do. Everything is about structure. Everything is about following a routine, following a setup, following a strategy, right? Whether it's orb or again, quantum has your clear setups, cross inside a candle is A++ setup. It's surrounded by levels, wait for the levels, tend to break levels, all this fun stuff, right? There's a lot to play with, right? You got your blues and the purples, right? I'm not looking at every candle in between. I'm only looking at the quantum candles. I'm just looking at my blues and purples. And then guess what? The only other candle I'm interested in is the candle that ends up breaking the range. That's it, right? The candle that breaks the level, the candle that breaks the range. That's it. The levels are the main thing, right? If you guys wanted to play without the candles, right? If you guys are like, well, the candles, right? Turn the candles off. Turn the candles off. We can turn them off. Let's go to, right, the blues and purples, right? And then you can just play levels, right? You guys can do whatever you want with these. You can have the signals on there if you want. You can kind of have an idea of where the quantum candles are going to be, but we have zero guide over, okay, you know what? I have all these candles, but which candle is the candle? Like, which is the one that I want to track on, right? If this breaks over all this stuff, where's my true range over here? I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this. I see it on the 2 minute. I can kind of see it, right? If I don't turn the quantum candles on, but on the 1 minute, I have no idea. And when I turn on my quantum candles, I'm like, oh, there's my bearish candle. Right? There's the candle that needs to break right here. And then after it breaks that 905, it needs to break that level above. Right? It's still struggling again, right? To break that 910. Right? Put that line in. Look. You had the little tippy tip. Didn't continue, right? I don't play the tippy tip game. It's still struggling to break that one candle. So everything for me has to, I have to be able to see it. Like, I'm a visual guy. I have to be able to see it. I have to know where my stop is. I have to know where my setup is. I have to know, the range candles can vary. But with this, I know exactly what I'm looking at. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's a nice little explanation there. When ATR is high at open, that stops realistic. So, yeah. So, Mitchie, so with that, you have to be cautious playing opening. I like to wait for the market to settle down a little bit if I'm going to trade a serious account. Can you explain blue on gold at 612? That thing just kept on going. How would you have traded it? 612. So again, I don't like to trade opens this early. So 612. Yep, so you had a cross down, regular candle, no quantum candle, so not an ideal setup at all. Then you had your blue immediately pushed up. That's your momentum candle. The 2 minute at 6, it was the action lines were way too far apart. There was no clear indication of a potential cross down at this point. So this was telling me if this can't close below that bottom line, this is going to keep going. It kept going, kept going. And then here it finally closed below a little bit, but the 1 minute was not cooperating. Your action lines on the 1 minute were wanting to go up. So this was not cooperating. This is an immediately failed bullish move. Bearish move, I'm sorry, bearish move. And if you go look, oh, this is, now it's setting up for potential pullback here. The 2 minute is looking ugly still. It's waiting for a 7 o'clock to open, so this is why it's all ugly. But the 5 minute is trying to push down. It might not push down that much. This could easily still hold here and then rip at 7 o'clock opening. But I do not like to play market opens, so I like to wait for them to settle in and get a clear indication of what level's holding and what potential formation this can go. If you're DGen, okay, because there are some of us, I can treat these exactly like MOC, right? MOC, as long as this holds this level at 904.75, there's a chance it could test a little higher, right? But it also still needs to break 910, okay? So to break up further, it needs to break and hold over 910, then push higher. It needs to stay over 904.75. If it pulls under 904.75, guess what we're coming back to? Right down here. Until then, you know, DGens are going to be like, well, I'm going to play long until it breaks 904.75. You can have your stop loss 5 points below and then play that if you want. But again, right, you have to understand your risk, your sizing, and all that. That's not something I would normally play, but that's how I play MOC. If you DCA, your new TPs are adjusted. Yep. So yep, that's right. But you have to do it strategically. Don't just DCA to DCA. That's not what this is about. You have to understand that, right? This is about reaction at levels. What account are you doing the challenge with? I am on a, what is it called? The Lucid. I'm on a Lucid account. What is it called? The, I forget what their account types are called. I'm blanking on it right now. Are we taking this challenge all the way to payout? At least to eval pass. And, you know, if I keep going afterwards, if I'm having fun with you guys, and if I keep going afterwards, we keep going. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Maestro, for getting on here with us. Really helps to see what you see and pick on rates. Yeah, there you go, Texas. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm glad you guys joined with me here. You know, you guys are here with me, and I look forward to doing more of these. Like, this is going to be a fun month. Maybe into my birthday. Who knows? My birthday is next month. We'll see. All right. Right, gold held this level, right? If you played this sell signal here, it wouldn't have stopped you out at all. You'd still be smooth sailing right there. This is, again, a riskier A++ setup for a couple reasons. Why the cross happened above, right? Happened above. It happened a little bit behind, which is okay. In front's not where I like. But as long as it holds that level, holds this, got a level above, you have some confluences for a short there, and it's going. But again, right? Everyone has to have their little rules. My rule, I don't like to trade right before market open. I just don't. That's my thing. Does everyone have to follow that? No. You know, if you have your stops and everything in place, you'll be fine. Just you have to be okay losing. Like I said, I'm going to repeat that nonstop. I click buy as soon as you type that. Thanks, Sam. Caught some. Maestro, I'm super novice, so I'm not sure of a lot of terms. What is a runner? Juan, so a runner is a contract. So so like I have size, right? So I have 3 contracts. I'll get rid of one at 5 points, one at 10 points. And then my last contract will be my runner. So my runner will just trail from entry. So I'll let it trail from 10 points. And if it's a good strong setup in the move, it'll keep going. And it'll just collect for me. And then usually I will trail that runner closer as it approaches a level. That's how I do it. So a runner is just like that extra contract that will collect anything on top of your main TP. I think that's the best way to explain it. Well, there was this wasn't an A++ setup. This is, let's see. We're about to have market open in 30 seconds. Right back down here. Now we have to see what it does here. And then again, 980. If it breaks here, 980. Breaks 980. Potential tankathon. Potential tankathon if it breaks 980 and holds below it. Everything lining up now. everything's lining up for a potential push down. It needs to start really breaking under 980. All right, got 3 seconds. I just want to watch this because if it doesn't have strength to pull up, yeah, that was a weak push-up. So just like MOC, when it's a weak push-up, it tends to give us a good read of a pull down. Back to 980. Look at that. Gold pulled down pretty nicely, if anybody caught that one. Funny how Quantum can see some of this stuff sometimes. That was an A++ on the 2 minute, almost 10 points. Not quite. It would have missed you by a quarter, and there's your 10 points. On the 2 minute setup, there's your 10 points. Your risk was slightly over 10 points, so now it needs to break 80. 80, we're back at 80. Let's see what it does here. Gold's still dropping as well. Gold flowed pretty nicely so far. Bouncing off of 980. Nice strong bounce off of 980. But needs to start cracking back over 90. There it goes. You guys seeing this, right? Like that 5 minute candle right here, right? Oh, we have nothing here. Why is it bouncing at 980? Right there. That quantum candle is why it's bouncing right here. It's respecting it till it breaks below it, holds below it, then that candle will be invalid. The current moment, it is holding on to it for dear life. Very, 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 very weakish looking bounce now, but it's not been broken yet on the 5 minute. And there goes back up. And this is how I scalp my stuff. Like if it holds here, breaks above, I would have scalped a little bit of that. Tight stop on this if it broke below, 5 point stop, or you could have used this candle here on the 5 minute if you wanted to. Just to quick scalp it. Now if it breaks 980 and holds below it, potential chance for a really good drop, but at the moment it's holding on to it. Alright, if you ever missed a single candle entry on the 1 minute chart, will you actually, yep, okay, so I read that one, it pulled up. Why does it always do this for me? Forgot I set the account up on the daily max profit of 600, so I guess I'm done. Let's go up easy. Session open in 60 minutes. Be careful. Yep, there you go. Keeps me from overtrading. Underrated tactic. Well done. Fighting these trends on gold. Alright. This is why the 1 and the 2. This is going to be a good example if this rips up right now. Why the 1 and the 2 for me are the king on gold. Because it could rip right through this 5 minute cross right here. It's trying to. It needs to rip over 53.50. Right? Look what it respected. Right? Came down to this blue candle. This is what it respected on gold. Could not break through Big Bluey. Pop right back into a new Big Bluey. Needs to break 53. NQ respected the quantum candle at 80. Up 12 points off of that already. Look at this. Okay. This is how I play the chop. This is literally how I play the chop. Look at that. 20 point bounce off of that 980. This is how I play the chop. The more you guys join me on this, I really hope you guys really start being able to identify these points. Like where it has a chance to hold and do all the fun stuff that I have fun with, while everyone else is like, well, this chop is killing me. This is annoying. And I'm just waiting for the touch points. Playing the same thing. Trusting the process. It's a part of it. Right? That's why when I tested all this with evals. And then took it to my fundeds. All right, there's gold pushing. There's gold pushing. Gold had a nice advanced read set up here too. Look at that. Nice advanced read. Very beautiful push up. Very nice push up on gold. And NQ rejecting that 906 currently. Ooh, gold's looking very, very pushy. Look at that. A++ setup on gold. Playing beautifully. Fighting those trends on okay. Same no. With gold, when I notice either buys or sells getting up through the hour or night, I don't take anything. Yeah, it's good. That's good. That's good. That's a good thing to have. Stack level below. Look at this shit. All the cells getting eaten up. Yeah, when all the cells get eaten up, Sam, that's immediately a strong sign of a strong uptrend. Immediately strong sign. Whoa, we're dropping 80. We're dropping 80. Ooh, what a tankathon over 80. It left. I was not paying attention. Oh, this could pull up to retest 80. If it does, that'd be nice. But if it doesn't, this is gone. That is gone. Rejected 902. Rejected 906. Clean rejection of level. Failed bullish move. Broke 980 and just dropped. Now you're gonna have this level's gonna form right where that 980 level was. This is gonna be interesting to see here. This level's gonna form right there. This candle still has about 4 minutes to close, so you want to see it hold below 980. So this 5-minute candle needs to close below 980. If it pops over 980 again, could re-enter its previous range, but it's got about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, because right where this blue candle was, right here, could form a level right there. I'm gonna be curious to see what that looks like afterwards. Need gold to break that range. Gold ripping. Look at that A++ setup on gold, y'all. Look at this. A++++. Right here. Beautiful. The risk was higher. I might have to adjust. Like, I know gold. See, I've had the 15 tick stop losses on gold, but I think I have to adjust all that. Because I've noticed that gold really moves really well. Let me see what gold's ATR is. I don't have it set on gold. If anybody has that, can't see what the ATR on gold is. All right, just log in. Why do metals respect levels more than NQ? That's a good question, Seeking Profits. I wish I knew why, but it just does. I don't know why, especially silver. Silver super respects the levels, but they just do. Like gold and silver are very much just level plays. When you get the A level formations, right, with the A++, they go really well. But the market makers are the ones that really know that. Well, there went the retest. It hit 75. This is going to close in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, this will close. And it's going to form that. Ooh, the Dom's speeding up. The Dom's speeding up. Dom's going crazy right now. Dom is going crazy right now. Metals are so mainstream, so wall and metals are based off true buyer-seller areas. Once more traders enter the space, I'm back. How is Quantum with ES? It's pretty good on ES as well. I personally don't trade ES. I know a few that do. Kathy, I think, dabbles in it. I'm not sure if Kathy does, actually. But I do use, I will say I do use SPX, which is ES, as a confluence during New York. So sometimes you'll see level respect on SPX. And while NQ's in the middle of nowhere, right, a little bit of chicken for you guys, you'll see the reaction on NQ. And then, you know, obviously the extra chicken I can't really go over is how to differentiate when NQ is showing relative strength and weakness. Then that also helps guide. What are the red lines? The red lines, these are your stop loss lines. These are the stop loss lines. That's what those are. That's what those are, King. So if you zoom in on the 2, right, that's your stop loss line. If you play this a 2-minute advanced read right here, stop loss lower limiter right there. 5-point risk on this 2-minute setup, which is wild. All right, let's see. This 5-minute is going to close soon. Looks like it's pulling up enough to prevent the level from forming. It's funny how I always see this. When the 5 minutes are about to close, you kind of keep an eye on how far it pulls up to challenge the level. There it goes. All right, it needs to close a little bit further down, maybe right here, 70, 71. That level should lock in here 10, 9. And then I want to see what happens here. Nope, it's pulling up. Needs to close a little bit below 70, I think. There it is. All right, so the level we're locking at literally right at 80. Right here at 80 is where that level will lock in. Now it needs to hold below 80. It hasn't locked in yet. Let me get rid of this line now. All right, that was that previous blue candle. So failed. Now we got a broken blue candle. Could get some continuation dump. I'm in it with 3 micros. I'm on 46 bucks right now. This is not an A++ setup. This is just literally a level formation retest, hold below 80. So I'm up 40 on 2 micros right now. Got in at 73. Oh god, dang it, I couldn't take the screenshot. I have 1 micro left. Very easy 15-point play right there. Very nice. And I took this on a I didn't take this on a challenge account. I took this on a separate account. The challenge account is sitting at 148. All right. Very nice. So now this 5-minute candle needs to hold below 80, and that level should lock in, and it could retest it. But if it doesn't, that's a strong level. If it doesn't pull up near it, very strong level here. And it could pull down. We have a lot of room down. We have room all the way down to 820 potentially. Let me see if we have any more blue candles that we need to worry about. Nothing here. Let me see on the 2-minute. Nothing there. Let me see on the 5-minute. Nothing here. All right. So pretty much a lot of free space here if it breaks through. If it continues to pull down, there's a lot of free space here for NQ to keep going. Meanwhile, gold is still ripping a little bit. It's pausing here at this level right now. 560. Yep, respecting this level at the moment. There goes NQ. All right. I'm looking on my phone. So different saying. Yeah, when I trade on Power Hour, King, whoever asked about the ES, I have the ES chart up. I have SPX, right? I use SPX, obviously. But I have the SPX chart up, so I think tomorrow will be my turn to share the charts. So, you know, and I use it. I'm not fully using it, but it is an extra guide to see, right? It's an extra guide. So just the same way, especially during Asia. So I will say this, the 2-minute chart during Asia is a lot cleaner when there's low volume. So I will say that part. It is a lot cleaner with low volume. All right, there's a little bit of a push to retest. That level will lock in here as soon as this 5-minute candle closes. If it stays below, Lucid Flex, yeah, that's what it's called. Using 1 and 5 because I don't got many screen dump. You could just use the 1 and 5, Sam. The 1 and 5 are the king on NQ. What is the challenge? I missed this. Our challenge is to pass an eval, David. We're working on passing an eval. Is it me? If this got me a payout, I would be so psyched. Haven't got a payout yet after 7 prop firm accounts. Hoping Quantum and Javi style trading can change that. Hey, Fitreamer, I'm about protecting our accounts and, you know, scalping our way and what's the word? I've got so much brain fog. I've been working on my presentation for the event. I'm having so much brain fog, guys. So I apologize if I forget words. But I'm about consistency. I'm about protecting our accounts. I don't want us to, like, you know, with the way I came up, I did not want to keep putting money into the system because I didn't have money to put into the system. Like, I was in a very peculiar situation where I didn't work for a few months. I couldn't afford too many accounts because I was an idiot. And I put myself in a corner. And it wasn't until I sized down, tremendously sized down. I used to trade 2 to 3 minis and then I started trading 5 micros. And I sized down and it sucked. It was very hard to get used to, but I had to keep reminding myself that trading heavy wasn't getting me anywhere. And then eventually they started flowing. Like, the first payout I got was October 9th, 2024. And then between then and the weekend of Thanksgiving, I already made like 18 something, almost 19,000 out of 4 50K accounts. 4 50K accounts. It was wild. It was wild when I did the math on that. So you could do a lot of damage with a very little bit. Did I say something I wasn't supposed to? I probably did. I didn't get entered on the gold. Sheesh. The gold's still ripping. Look at that. Gold broke through another level. NQ pausing right now. Oh, the 5-minute level did form. Okay, 5-minute level did lock in at 80.75. 80.75. Very close to that candle. So let's see if it pushes up to retest it. I want to see it stay well below. If it stays well below, that is a strong level. So you want to see this cross immediately fail. A lot of room down. Failed bullish moves. This thing is just looking super berry right now. Like super berry. All right, 7:15. Yeah, everything looked pretty clean tonight. Gold's long is ridiculous right now. It moved $10 from that signal. That's crazy. What a beauty on gold. Gold's still ripping. Everything's pointing up on gold still. All right, and Q formed a level at 61. So what you want to see it is if the down trend is going to continue, it needs to break that 61 level. You do not want to see it pull back above 570. If it pulls back and holds above 570, it's going to go for that 580. No A++ setups yet. All right. You took the bounce off of 80. 980, 880. 880, 980. Yeah, I did say 980. I think I did say 980. You're right. I don't see a level at 881. There's different settings that I might be missing, Rav. Well, now I think the level's gone. Oh, no, Rav, you must have missed it. So the 881, here, let me show you. Okay. So that 881 was the quantum 5-minute blue candle. The blue candle being our bullish candle right here. This was that 880. So this thing was holding on for dear life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally broke. And then you saw the push down. And then, right, this is something, again, right, why I love quantum so much and everything's repetitive. Where did that new level form? Look where the new level formed. The level formed right at 880. Right there where that wick was. Like, it's just a point below it. It's not something uncommon. It's not something uncommon. So that's what it broke. That's what it was respecting. Finally broke. Little bit of a drop. Now it's hanging out. Gold is ripping hard. Holy crap. What a freaking... All these signals were scalpable. This first one was the only one that wasn't because the cross happened in front. Beautiful short. Insane freaking long right there. Insane. Let's see, NQ breaks under 61. Then it'll keep going down. All right. 880. Yeah, I said 980. I apologize. 880. The advanced read in between levels isn't that scary. Anybody feel the same? When it's a stacked level, I mean, like if it plays out once, don't try to play it too many times. Wait for the reactions. Anybody sure? Why don't I see dashed lines 932.25 level? 932.25. If you don't see a level above, make sure that your settings here. Let me show you guys mine. Right, few things that might prevent a level from showing is the max points could be one. Also, the lock days to 2SR. This one could affect it. You also want to make sure that the time frame 1 and 2 are set correctly. So those are the main things. They should show. If you're on MNQ, they might be different. So if you're on MNQ, go check out NQ. Try refreshing, but there should be levels up there. Make sure that your points right now currently, this is about 80 some points away. So if your points from current time frame are too low, it's not going to show. So you want to have it. I have it set at 1,000. I just like to see how far the levels are everywhere. When you zoom in, you don't see them. So right now, hold 61. It'll challenge 80, but it's getting tight. This is a tight spot between 80 and 61, 10 points. Do not get caught in the middle. You want to see this hold below 70 for more pull down. If it can really start breaking 61, we're going to see more push potential. Gold is freaking pile driving through these levels. Like just completely ripping through them. Now it's going to retest them. All right, strictly the hobby way for trading. Yep, I lied. It took about okay. I appreciate the confidence. There, it was also 2-minute level at 28.80 that we broke. Yes, there was a 2-minute level there as well, Kathy. You're right. 880. I can't believe I said 980. Okay, 880. I think it means 880. Yeah, I meant 880. Thank you guys for correcting. Gold's ATR was at 2.5. That's not bad. Let's go, Vuzi. Is that the manipulation about to go back up? Chime in, gang. We can short. We can we? No, don't short gold just yet. Let's go, Alitos. Very nice job. Javi, when if I pass account today? What if you pass the account today? Then you're a degen, Vuzi. You're a degen, brother. I know. I think it'll happen during London. Let's get back tomorrow morning. If I'm up early, I'll get on in the morning. If I wake up early, I'll get on. I'll ping everybody. Let's go, Seema. 360 across 5 trade-ifies. Very nice job, brother. My dyslexia gets to me. I know there's days, especially with the brain fog I've been having. I've been on PH, but I've been taking lunch earlier due to work. Chewy. You got summoned, Dizzy? No, really? What'd you get summoned for? I take the rest of the stitches out tomorrow. Ooh, what happened to your hand? Did I miss something? I'm not like on social media a whole lot. So I hope you're okay, Izzy. I hope you're okay. I didn't know if something happened to your hand. Holy crap. I am in the past. Yeah, I'm just catching up. I'm scrolling through as fast as possible. Saw that it took me a long time to control it. With just an FYI, I'm only trading gold because of how he is. I won't trade it when he is it. To smoke apparently, but I don't smoke. Yes, my dog bit it. Oh no, your dog bit your hand. Dang. That's tough. Like your own dog bites you. Oh man. The other live trading show. Maybe Spiffs? Max told you the dog was crazy. What kind of dog is it? Oh, gold is finally setting up for potential short, but there's just still no signal for me. There's NQ breaking 961. I keep saying 9! 861. I keep saying 9. I think the German in me is being summoned. 9! Bye, Izzy. Yeah, gold needs to start closing below 570. And it could start coming. It could start pulling down some. And Q bounced right off of 861. Oh, there it goes. It's just still no signal here. This would just be a pure cross play. Oh, there it is. It's risky. Cross up top. This could be the pull down already on gold. So I would be cautious taking that. Could go a little bit. If this has to start holding below 70.5, if gold's going to keep going down. But it's cross happens above. Good chance it could pull up a little bit. 2-minute needs to hold below 70. I mean, it's a risky play for sure. Yeah, so for me, like this right here, right? This is like, right, the signal did form. Doesn't mean it's invalid. It's not an A++ setup. This is like A-, maybe a B, because of a few reasons. The cross happened above, so the move is already kind of happening, right? The 2 minute needs to start holding below 70. So there is potential, right? Your stop would be literally 71.5, 71.6. But there's a good chance it's gonna go for that level. It'll break it, and it'll break that candle. That's why these are risky. Let's see if it does it right now. Like, let's see, it's gonna go for it. It's gonna be a failed bearish move. Then that's a pretty high chance it'll go for that level here. All right, let's see if it breaks it right here. Okay, there's breaking it. Now it needs to close above. Just because it breaks it doesn't mean it has to close above. If it respects it, potential. 2 minute has about 30 seconds. Ooh, it's closing below. Okay, it doesn't look bad now. If it closes below, the 2 minute has to pull down a little bit more for me. Has to pull down a little bit more. So I'm not a fan here. If it does close above like that, that's going to be a failed bearish move and more potential push up. That's why these are risky. So you have to be cautious. Oh, there's a blue contention. Now we got potential range. Nope. It's going to be a failed bearish move. Yep, failed bearish move. We're going to get a newer high here. It's got to break 72.70. All right, so that purple candle is now invalid because it did get broken above. Now it needs to break this level. 2 minute is pushing above. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, violent push up. You see how quick that is? You guys see how quick the reaction is once these things happen? It's like almost instant sometimes. With like gold and stuff, it's very instant. Like silver is the same way. Silver is very much the same way. Still going. Failed bearish move, break of the level, and just took off. Alaskan up 72 bucks. Let's go. It could work, but it could also retrace. Yep, exactly. So just like what we saw happen, contention of the level, immediately failed bearish move, immediate movement like that. Ooh, APZ. You doing good though? Was it a happy mistake at least? Yep, the long, as soon as this closed above 70, that long was the go, and your stop would have been right below the blue candle. Very simple. Just like that, straightforward. 600 mistake. I like those mistakes. Look at that, Alitos. Very nice. Very nice, Alitos. So you guys seeing it, right? You guys understanding it. This is how we win in the chop. This is how we win in the chop. While everyone else is like, oh, I'm like, well, let me wait. And then I'm going to play on these and I'm going to eat on these. There you go, APZ. Holy shit. 753, man. Call it a day, dude. Go to another account. Protect that one. It wasn't a signal to enter. No, it was just literally a failed. This is like the other setups, right? We're obviously entry for the challenge is A++ setups. We haven't gotten one. But we haven't gotten one since this long here. So it hasn't been A++ setup day. It's been failed bearish move day and range day. Been a lot of good range days and breaking candles. That's it. And NQ is just hanging out down here. So NQ might now be waiting for Asia. Might be waiting for Tokyo to open. And another failed bullish potential move here, but it's just hanging out down here. It is holding on to this 2 minute level right here at 59.50 for a little extra guidance. That's why the 2 minute isn't so bad to look at. It's not so bad to look at because if you have nothing here, this gives you a pretty good indication where we might be stalling out for the moment. Obviously, it's still looking very bearish to me. Very bearish to me. So the blue candle was not, this was your traditional, just a simple failed bearish move play. As soon as that candle failed, good chance that it was going to challenge the level, breaks the level, that's your go. That's your push. Immediate push. Your stop would be underneath the blue candle. Your bullish candles, your stop for your push up. Your bearish candles, your stop for your push down. But this was not an A++ setup. And we got to witness why these are risky. Why these crosses above are very risky. And why you want to wait. Because I don't like to play those. We're seeing a lot of good action in terms of what to be cautious for. And it looks like some of you guys are playing it very well. And I'm very, very happy to see that. Let's go, Stu. God, Stu. 1,500. Dang, dude, already. You guys are already way ahead of me on the challenge. Like, a lot of you guys are way ahead of me on the challenge already. You got it up easy. Hell no. I'm already an hour and a half in. I was gonna do an hour a day, so I don't get like burned, right? So I can come in fresh every day. Oh, there goes the drop. There goes the drop. See, I told you guys it was still looking very bearish. So more drop. Needs to stay below the 60 now. Same way you see, like, as soon as you see a level break, you want to see it start breaking below. Just like the flip in liquidity, right? People like to use that term. When you have a bullish liquidity or bearish liquidity, then it flips, and you want to see it do the opposite. And here goes gold again, trying to cross up again on the 1 minute. Now it's going for this next area here at 580. After 580, do we have anything above? Are we at almost current all-time high on gold again? I think we are. This is current all-time high on gold. Yeah, this is current all-time high. All right, this is where you guys want to be cautious now. Be cautious at current all-time highs. It is going to go into discovery mode once it breaks this level right here. This is the final level I got here. After that, we are in no man's land. What a fucking long here. What a couple of badass signals off the open. Like, look at this. Like, just clean gold signals. Why this one was bad. I hope everyone paid attention why this one was bad. What we waited for. Some of you guys caught on really fast on the failed bearish move play. Very nice, man. This level up here. Yeah, it's not going to show it, like, in terms of digits. But this is, if it's not showing me the level, it's a super old-ass level. And again, you got to have those settings with the, lock. I got the look back 60 days on gold. I have the look back at 60 days, max points 50. 1 and the 2. This is the last level I got on gold. After that, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I would be cautious trading all-time highs on gold. And there goes NQ. Did anybody catch that NQ short, even though it was an A++ setup? The break was there for anyone to take. You caught it, Pesh. Way to go. Again, right? When I'm saying, oh my gosh, look at gold rocket ship. Holy shit. Gold just launched, broke that, and whoosh. All right. All right, guys and gals. I hope everyone learned a little bit of something tonight. I'm going to call it a night. I want to come in fresh tomorrow again. I'm going to see if I can come in early. If not, I got a session tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if I do come on, it'll probably be at night. If I wake up early, I might pop in. I will announce it either way whenever I get in. Thank you all. A lot of you already way ahead on the challenge, which is freaking amazing. We are going to be doing this for a while, so don't worry if you did not tune in today, if you didn't join us today. We are going to be doing this for probably more than a month. I'm so happy to see some of you. You took 0 gold. I'm glad to see that some of you are already killing it and already understanding what we're looking at. So take every one of these sessions as education. Remember, not financial advice for JJs, right? We're doing this as a little bit of a lesson, kind of like having some fun. Pesh, got killing it, bro. So happy to see that. Ray, it's okay, bro, if you just joined. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow at some time. I might try to pop in. I'm going to be doing a lot of like just random times. So be on the lookout. So if you missed, I'm going to be uploading this on YouTube probably tomorrow. So you guys can check out like the little bit of lessons that we had. So it's going to be a blend of, why we took the setups, what setups look good, what looked bad. Obviously, we only took like a couple setups today. Only one A++ setup presented itself on gold for this big push up. Like this was A++ right here, the only one that presented itself. We did have a little bit of a couple advanced read plays that we played earlier, which played out very nice. Do you guys want to do a little bit of a profit roll call? Go ahead. Let's go ahead and do some. Right? We're make sure we don't blow our accounts in one day. Obviously, I put in my suggestions with sizing. If you guys missed that, I pinned them in the quantum chat. So go look out for that. Way to go, Sam. Way to go, Pesh, Zerdro. And again, man, we're going to be doing this for a while. So if you missed out, if you just tuned in, don't worry. This is the first of many. Hey, Seema, very nice. Seeking profits. Look at you, 250. Very solid day. Look at you. Look at you, Frank. Holy crap, 1015. Very nice, very nice. As long as you guys have your stops, Voozy, very nice job, Voozy. Look at Danny. If you guys have your stops in place, you should never be afraid of entering your trade. Let's go, everyone. Look at Alitos, 917. Yeah, you guys went off. You guys went off. Way to go. I love this. I love this. And you made 207 on your funded account, Seeking Profits. Way to go, man. There you go. Beautiful job, everybody. Kingdom, 30 bucks is 30 bucks. Very nice job, bro. Love it. Love it, love it. I ended at one here. Hold on, let me post mine. 148 for me, right? 148. I'm happy with that. Everyone should be happy with it, with whatever they made. Let's fucking go, Nate. Rod, 15 bucks. Right, this is the first of many. We're gonna be doing many more of these, beginning of a lot of nice education for you guys too. You guys get to really, really follow me during Power Hour. Ken, you're still green, 196.46. Let's go. Look at that. Look, the small L's do not outweigh the wins. That's what it's about. Very nice. JD, 175. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, y'all. I will see you guys again, right? Be on the lookout for the alerts. If I'm awake, if I'm up, if I'm going to trade, I'll try to do it on the computer. And even if it's like 30 minutes, whatever it is, I'm going to be on here. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Get some rest. Be ready for tomorrow. And trade safe this week. I think we got some news on Wednesday or Tuesday, so be cautious. Let's go, Rodol. You're not going to sleep this month, Kathy? Absolutely, Juan. Yes, Joey. Thank you, too. Thank you. Everyone, thank you. I'll see you guys the Power Hour tomorrow and on the next one. Eagles about to lose. It's a win-win today. Good. I'm glad they're about to lose. Who are they even playing? The Niners? Ah, okay, good. Ooh. My Dom is getting violent. Oh, look, it actually came down to almost 821. Look at this. It actually came down to that level. Look at that, guys. Gold is still ripping. This is nuts. All right, y'all. Peace out. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.